Hey there, it's your main man E, and I'm here with the lovely Lula. Lula's a great dog. She loves her owner, but she struggles with meeting people. Sometimes she struggles with people that even live in the same house with her. So I want to do this video and talk about how do we advocate for a dog? How do we set a boundary on behalf of the dog with a human that's approaching? Okay? And this happens a lot if you have a dog who's reactive or under socialized, or even you're just working on training and you want to get the dog to be hyper focused on you. There's a lot of reasons why we would advocate for the dog and, basically be telling people in one way or another, hey, just please leave me and my dog alone. So this video is going to give you some pointers on how that is going to look and what exactly am I talking about when I'm saying advocate for the dog. So one time, a long time ago, I remember that I had a dog, very nervous dog, extremely skittish. She was always like that. And I remember somebody approached and she was just sitting like this behind me, and I stood in front of her and I said, hey, my dog's really just not that friendly. She never has been, and it's just not the right time to meet right now. And I looked back at her and I noticed that when she was standing behind me, she was actually not worried at all about this person approaching, and I was actually able to interact with this person without having the same sort of nervousness in her. So from that point forward, I started really using that technique a lot. And what I found was if I stood in front of the dog, not necessarily putting the dog into a sit or a down command, although they could be in a command, I found the dog succeeded a lot more in understanding that I was setting the boundary. They didn't need to protect me or defend me or worry about this oncoming and approaching thing. So let's say, for example, I had Lulu here. We were just sitting here, we're just standing at a traffic light. Oftentimes I'm standing at the traffic light, someone comes up, hey, can I pet the dog? I would go, Lula, back. Move her back with the leash. No, she's not friendly. Thanks. Oftentimes, we're afraid to say the dog's not friendly. We're afraid to say the reason why. And honestly, we don't have to say the reason why. It's really between us and our dog. And if we feel like telling someone, of course, we can always tell someone. So oftentimes I may say, hey, the dog's not friendly, the dog's not training. No, but thank you for asking. And, if it turns out I'm in a rush, I may just go, no. After I say no, I will typically then kind of look away from the person and with my body language kind of show them that I'm serious. I'm not wavering in my decision that I made. I'm going to go, no, thank you for asking. Good girl, Lulu. Yeah, you're a good girl. Okay, come on, Lula, let's go. And then we're just going to walk off, okay? Notice how I put my hand out. Okay, that's another technique that can really help. When you put your hand out like this to somebody, it really shows to that person that you're serious. It's a universal sign. It means, okay, some people might say it means high five, but it means really stop. So when I put my hand out like this and I'm saying, no, but thank you for asking. Good girl, Lula. That's going to let somebody know very clearly that I'm saying no, I am not wavering in my decision, and it's going to show the dog too. With my body language, I'm facing the person, I'm moving towards them, I'm putting my arm out, I'm standing in a confident position, I'm facing them directly. No. I turn back to the dog and I let the dog know, hey, I dealt with that. Okay. I am advocating on your behalf. Okay? The other thing I'm going to do when it comes to the how is I'm going to be very careful on how I engage with the dog during this process, okay? So I may not talk to the dog, I may not touch to the dog, because if the dog is nervous in this interaction when I'm setting boundaries and I touch them or I talk to them or I look at them, I may be reinforcing some of the they have. So let's say, for example, somebody comes up, hey, can I pet that dog right there? And I go, oh, it's okay, Lula, it's okay. It's okay. No, my dog's just not into it. Okay? I pet the dog, I talk to the dog, and I touch the dog while they're nervous because someone's approaching. It may reinforce that nervousness that the dog is feeling. So oftentimes, I'm going to use my peripheral vision, or I'm going to make a quick glance down at the dog to check on their body language, make sure they're still standing there. Oh, no, we're good. After I've noticed that they have succeeded in relaxing themselves, if they happen to have been nervous, only then would I pet them and, reinforce, hey, that was good. Somebody came up, we didn't meet them, you're feeling, I'm feeling good, let's move on with our life. The other thing I'm going to do, you guys, is just keep walking, okay? Keep moving, keep walking, keep moving in whatever direction you are moving in, and if that's not working, then go in another direction. I can't tell you how many times I've changed directions on a trail, on a street, heck, maybe even in my car, because I knew someone was just dead set on interacting with my dog, and I just said, we're not about to park in this parking spot and let the dog out, because I already know that this person, they got that look, I know they want to come over here and pet the dog, so let's just go park somewhere else where it's quiet, and maybe we're not going to put ourselves in that situation. So there is going to be a lot of ways where just by navigating and changing the direction, we're going to be able to show our dog, like, hey, if somebody's coming here and they keep pushing, hey, come on, man, like, why can't I pet her? Is she nervous? Like, what's going on? No, I'm really good with dogs, like, I've had dogs, like, my whole life. Well, not my whole life. I had 2 dogs, but, I mean, yeah, here, watch me interact with the dog. I'm just going to go, hey, we're not feeling it. You're not respecting my boundaries, sir. We're going to have to leave. Come on, Lula, let's go. And I'm going to show that dog we can walk away. Walking away is always an option. They say this in self-defense courses, and it's true. Not that it's always an option, but that it is the best option. If we can avoid the interaction and just walk away, not be nervous, not be scared, but just say, hey, we're not dealing with this. We're going to keep walking on our way. So a lot of times by just continuing to move or continuing to run if you're on a jog, or just keep walking and call your dog, hey, come on, let's go, and call the dog to you and just say, hey, we're not meeting this person. Don't worry about it. It's fine. You doing good, Lula? So another thing I want to talk to you guys about is how do we allow a person to interact with us and have a conversation with them without having them interact with our dog, okay? The main way we do this is through, honestly, obedience, okay? The more we can get our dog to obey, even if it's something as simple as stay behind me, which would be my default with a nervous dog. Hey, stay behind me. Hey, just lay down. Don't worry about this. Just lay down. And we can have the dog associate that this is a command that we've done with positive reinforcement. They like doing it. We can always have the dog here in a sit, and we can stand and talk to someone. So oftentimes what I might even do is go seek out a conversation with someone who doesn't seem interested in the dog. Maybe I talk to them about their car. Maybe I talk to them about their boat. Maybe I ask them about their children. And if the conversation comes to the topic of the dog, then I might explain, oh yeah, she's a little bit nervous, like, so we're just socializing, trying to get her out in public and stuff. We're not really meeting people right now. Oh, baby. Good girl. So, yeah, no, it's all good. But, yeah, let me know more about that car, man. Tell me about that thing, dude. I love that car. Yeah, that's cool. And so by me being friendly and social, and then at the same time advocating on behalf of the dog, I'm letting the dog know, like, hey, I like people. I like talking to people. I understand that you're not sure about meeting people, and honestly, I'm not sure about you meeting people either. So you just don't meet the people, and the people don't meet you, and I'm more than happy to talk to somebody about anything, and believe it or not, you guys, I've talked to hundreds of people, if not thousands, with many dogs, and there's no interaction with the dog, there's no petting with the dog, and everything's fine, because my dog is just sitting behind me or laying down and just doing their own thing. So the more you can get your dog to just know how to relax and calm down and wait patiently behind you, the better chance you're going to have that when these social interactions come, the person's not going to think that maybe your dog is trying to get an interaction with them by looking at them, staring at them. I hate to say it, even growling or barking or snarling sometimes will invite a person over and they'll go, oh, I saw your dog snarling over there. I just thought I had to come say hi to him. True story, guys. Oh, I saw that dog with that muzzle over there. I just thought I'd love to come say hi. Obviously, we can put a do not pet vest on our dogs, but at the end of the day, the strongest thing we have, the most important tool we have is us and our body language, our voice, and our words to communicate with somebody who speaks English. So this brings me to my following 2 things, and I don't like to do these things, you guys. They're not my go-to. Why are they not my go-to? Because I'm an honest guy. I don't like to lie. I was raised that way, and that's just a foundational belief. But sometimes, let's be honest, we get put into these situations. Our friend asks us what we thought about that brand new dress they got, and it's like, hey, it looks fine. So one thing, if it comes down to it and you just have to do it, these are 2 lies that you can tell someone that will them to leave your dog alone. Okay, and the first is you tell them that you were just hiking and the dog's covered in poison oak, and hey, you're more than you can go ahead and pet the dog if you want, but he's covered in poison oak, and it may get all over you. It could be poison ivy, I'm not really sure, and I will tell you that has worked 100% of the time. And not only will they not pet the dog, they won't look at the dog either, because they're not going to want the dog coming up to them. So whether it's poison oak, poison ivy, he's got a contagious disease, maybe he's got coronavirus right now, I don't know. But, you know, I've had a really good success saying, hey, look, the dog has poison oak right now. Don't touch him. And the last thing that you could say to someone is you can tell them that it's a service dog in training. Okay, and the reason why this is something that could work is because service dogs are not allowed to be pet in public. That's a fundamental part of their job they perform and legal. So when you tell someone, oh no, it's a service dog in training, then you could switch the conversation. Then you could switch the conversation to service animals, and you could say, hey, look, like, it's a service animal in training, and oh yeah, that's just part of service animals. They're not allowed to be pet. They're not allowed to look at people, and we don't want to encourage her to look at people and seek attention from customers and stuff because, hey, she's going to be a diabetic alert dog, and her owner needs to take her to the restaurant, and I mean, if she can't go to the restaurant, then what if her owner, has a diabetic thing happen, and, you know, consequences could be severe, guys. So in these ways, you can also see how I kind of craft the conversation, and we'll kind of direct the conversation away from the dog and onto another topic. So those are just some examples of how you can advocate for your dog successfully. Like I said, we never want to lie. We never want to tell an untruth. However, if we feel like we have, there are some untruths you could tell that will most likely be very successful. So that's just a little video here on how to advocate for your dog. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you know how lucky your dog is that they have you as an owner and you're getting them trained and you're looking for ways to help you guys get better and achieve your goals. And I just hope you remember that if you love your dog, lead your dog. And wish us a lot of luck on our journey here together. Lula's got a good ways to go, but we're confident that if we advocate, she's going to come out of her shell slowly over time, and one day she's going to be a much more social dog. Okay, you guys, until next time.